Recently, I had the opportunity to need to go to Springfield for a little business trip. So I decided to reach out to my buddy Gary, who has a really cool 64 VW bus. And I was just kind of hoping he might be able to show me around it a little bit, talk to me about it some. And fortunately for me, and also for you, he was more than happy to oblige.
He made it into a camper. It had just a plywood bed that went across the opposite side over there, and all that's been ripped out.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, David.
Now, I understand some movie along the way somewhere spawned some term that a lot of people like to use called bucket list. And I don't have a bucket list, because if I did, it would probably be more of a dumpster list, because I'm interested in way too many things. But if I did have a bucket list, on that list would be driving a split window bus. And very much to my surprise and delight, Gary allowed me to remove that item from my non-existent list.
I've seen several at shows, and one guy had a 3-ring binder full of really neat stuff. I mean, all the progress of him buying the bus, restoration, everything.
Yes.
And he had like $75,000 in it.
Oh.
I don't have that kind of budget.
No.
And so, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
He had a matching little Coke cooler, and he had a little matching pedal car, all the same color.
It's all fun. I love that.
I know, it's cute as can be.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Mine's going to be a rat rod VW bus.
It's a driver.
Yeah.
It's a daily driver.
That's exactly.
Ideally, right?
Well, I bought it 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago.
Okay.
From Roy Rogers here in town. It was our local Volkswagen parts shop.
Okay.
And so anyway, he acquired it. He bought a guy's estate that had passed away. And he had this one, and I think there was a 59 panel bus. But the story on the bus was, it started out new in New Jersey.
Okay.
It's a German import. It went to Iowa. It went to Iowa for a couple of years, but most of its life it's been here in Springfield.
In Springfield.
And the way I understand it, a professor from our local Greenwood High School, I understand he was a physics professor there. And he made it into a camper. It had just a plywood bed that went across the opposite side over there, and all that's been ripped out.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, David. This thing was so nasty when I got it.
Yeah.
The headliner was just sagging everywhere, and it had rat poop all over and everything.
Jeez.
And it was really gnarly. The last time it was licensed was '84.
Okay.
And we had a big ice storm in '7, and I think wherever this thing was parked, it had a big limb come down on it.
Yeah.
And I'm just guessing that's what happened. And I put a jack in there with a 2x4, and I popped it out. I'm not going to try to fix it any more than that. I may try to pound it out a little bit.
Yeah. If you just nothing left to do kind of thing, just tap away on it and see where you can get it, huh?
But when I got it, it had probably 20 bumper stickers on the back.
Okay. On the paint?
Yeah.
Oh, of course it was on the paint.
Yeah. But you go to your local paint supply store, they sell these little rubber wheels that you just chuck up in a drill. It's like a racer. And you can see it didn't take a bit of paint off. But I mean, it just took every bit.
And yet you can kind of see the outline even of the letters if you look real close.
Yeah. Well,
and just takes it off.
Well, he was, I guess he liked conservation because he had hit all the local state parks and stuff, and the bumper stickers. KWTO bumper stickers all over it. Pizza Hut bumper stickers all over it. That's the original dealership right there.
Okay.
And I had to.
Fantastic.
So this hole where the key goes in was so gnarly and boogered up. So I just made this little dip.
Yeah.
Just
to give it the meat that it needs to be in there again.
To put that little echelon on,
sure,
whatever you call it. And
I like you got the 64.
Yeah, I put that on there.
We got the same year.
And I stenciled this on there. I thought that's what yours was.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd drive it up, but I know you got the engine.
Yeah, I've got the engine, but it's close. It's going back in very soon.
I saw that on your last video.
That's right. Yeah,
your videos pop up almost instantly.
I love that. I really appreciate that. That makes me so happy. Sometimes I'll be honest, I get there and I'm like, man, is this really helping anybody? And
I love
but
it.
then like I'll see a comment from you or somebody else, and I'm like, no, it's still worth my time.
Yeah. Now, this thing's got a lot. I've still got to do a lot of tweaking on it. I've got a wheel cylinder that leaks on this wheel. Right
Okay.
here. I've replaced that wheel cylinder 3 times. We have decided that it's probably the brake drum is just worn enough that it's allowing that wheel cylinder to expand beyond its the O-ring's capabilities. So
I see.
it leaks.
Yeah.
And then the shifter's a little sloppy.
Yeah. Mine is too.
So and what else? And
That's clean looking there though. You got the wiring looks real nice, and yeah, I mean that's great, huh?
well, I had this engine built by one of our local engine builders.
Okay.
And
Now, looks like you got the same deal I do here with this voltage regulator that if you didn't look at the bottom of it, you wouldn't even guess it, but it's a modern electronic, because I don't know if you can even get the real thing anymore unless, you find an NOS.
yeah, and I've got the guy that built the engine for me put a Positronics ignition in the distributor.
Okay.
So that's there, and I think it's a PIC. I think.
Oh, the carb,
Yeah,
PICT
Yeah.
34 or something.
I think it's a 32. I'm not
Or a
sure.
32. Yeah, it does look probably more like a 32, doesn't it? And it's got a generator, not an alternator.
We went ahead and stayed generator.
Yeah.
But
And so let me tell you there, okay, like a lot of my knowledge comes from having a father-in-law that was a master mechanic of many years. And he explained to me, your generator does not have to convert AC voltage into DC voltage. And that's really where a lot of your alternators fail, is in that component that converts it. And so why does a generator last decades and decades and decades? Because, it's just making DC.
yeah. I think I've got about 10 or 12 miles on it since I installed it.
Oh, wow.
Because I recorded the mileage on the bus when we,
Put it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's
I love it.
it's come along. It does look nice and clean. I'm not that particular, so I mean I plan
Yeah.
on driving it. So
It'll get dirty and that'll be fine. But right now,
my very first car was a 64 VW. I've even got the license plate hanging on
No
the wall
kidding.
in there. Yeah.
I love it.
And I've got the original tags off of this. It was licensed up until '84.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super cool. I love this. And it's a little crunchy, but it's good.
Yeah. I put a new front floorboard in it, and this dog leg.
Okay, I remember when you were working on that.
But you can tell it's done. It's pretty amateur, but
So
it
what?
works. And then
I mean, again, you're not trying to take this and win a show. You're trying to enjoy it.
nope, that's
And you can
exactly right.
enjoy it like this.
And then this back here, I have all the camper furniture for it.
Okay.
It wasn't a camper; it was a microbus. But I'm gonna make it into a little camper.
And so the screens on the windows that was added on, because that wouldn't have been.
It was it had windows on. Well, when I got it, it had 4 of these jealousy windows. I say jealousy. That's not the right pronunciation, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
It had 4 of them in it, but they were all just toasty and nasty.
Uh-huh.
Well, I took all 4 of them out. I disassembled them, cleaned them up, and reassembled 2 of them and installed 2 opposite each other. And then I went ahead and all of these windows were just nasty.
Yeah.
And so I managed to salvage a couple of them, and then found 2 more at Roy Rogers
Okay.
in his used parts pile. And so, and they all happen to be German glass.
Okay. Yeah. To secure it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so I got to just tell you, this gets me. This really gets me every time. I love the way that works. I just love that so much. And it's so basic,
Yeah.
and yet it's just these and this just, it's just so pretty.
This window unit here was not original to the bus. I bought a door. I actually was looking for a seat, so I was the seat springs on this this seat here are just trash. So
Yeah.
I'm probably going to bite the bullet and buy a whole new set of seat springs. They are reproducing them now.
Okay. Yeah, they
but-
produce just about everything for the buses.
But they're like $500
Yeah.
for just one set of seat springs.
I believe it.
So I've
Buses are high dollar.
So I've been holding off, hoping they'd go down $100 because the repos just hit the market again.
Okay.
I mean, they haven't probably been around even a year yet.
Well,
so
yeah, they might drop
I was
price. And
hoping so. Anyway, so and then I bought these wheels from a fella here locally, and I got 5 wheels all matching and really nice hubcaps too.
heck yeah.
And the only reason I don't have hubcaps on now is because I was just recently working on the brakes.
Yeah.
Plus, I broke off a couple of these. little-
Yeah. That's my big thing. I don't know. If you're watching my videos, you've probably heard, that's one of those things they did on the Type 3 that I was so happy about, these silly clips. You got to be kidding me.
And I think I've got at least 2 wheels that have at least 1 or 2 clips broken. So
Yeah.
So anyway, but new tires, new wheels.
Yeah.
That's another $1,000 or more.
Oh, yeah.
Sheet metal was over $2,000, and then Safari windows another $1,000.
Okay. So, that's looking new, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Heck
all
yeah.
new, And then I've got some issues here, but you know what? These are suicide cars anyway.
Right.
So, if I, and I've got all the sheet metal to replace the floorboard in here,
Oh, okay.
including this strip right here.
Oh, heck
And
yeah.
then, and after that,
You're gonna
except for
stay
this
busy.
little patch right here,
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going to be done with the metal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about the rust at the bottom of the doors and stuff like that.
I don't blame you.
I'll put all new seals on the doors
Yeah.
to keep them quiet, keep the noise out and the weather out.
And so will you try to do like some sound deadening and stuff like that?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. And
That's my thing. Like, I'm like, okay, well, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do want to, like, I've got some holes in the roof and stuff and things that I want to repair. But so I want to do that before I go putting in sound deadening and put in a headliner.
Yeah.
But that level of repair is down the road a ways for me.
Sure,
because like I'm probably even more so than you, very much an amateur on the metal work. There it is.
I got this. I was weaned on a farm truck, so
Yeah.
driving a stick is pretty natural for me. But it's been a while since I've done it, so
Oh, this is great, Gary.
I love it. I can't get the grin off my face. I've had 2 different people helping me, and they each know of each other. But I want to see your mug.
This is super cool. I just, you see these things and you imagine what it'd be like driving it, but it's a whole different thing when you're actually doing it. And this is super cool. I'm enjoying this. So do I want to turn right here or do I want to go up into that street there?
Turn right.
Turn right. All right, let's do it. I think I can find first. You know what I'm finding? If I just keep trying,
Yeah.
eventually I find it. And so you might not have to push it. If you just keep playing with it, you'll find that spot. Oh, this is so great. I'm so excited to be a part of the early days of you with this bus on the road. Yeah, I can imagine, like, you probably can't hardly scrape the smile off your face. All right, what is it, the next row?
Sure.
All right. Now, do your turn signals work?
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it after you drive it a little bit, and it's pretty smooth, really, once you kind of get the feel for it. I love this big steering wheel.
I do too.
This is great. I was telling you, somebody in particular mentioned to me as well, the split bus, it's not as comfortable as, the newer buses, but maybe they're right. But I think this is pretty great. I like this.
they definitely got their own character, don't they?
Oh, for sure. Man. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to be out driving this every day.
Well, that was the plan, to make it a daily driver.
Yeah. Left turn, yeah?
Yep. And then a right.
Just gotta get it into gear before I start rolling out. That's what I gotta be careful of here. All right, we'll use the turn signal again.
Yep.
Oh, this is just fantastic. I appreciate you letting me drive this. You know, I understand it's kind of a thing, you know, to let somebody drive a car, especially when it's not, you know, super straightforward driving it.
As always, I truly appreciate everyone who decided to watch this video. Nothing beats being able to see these cars in person, never mind actually driving them. But I hope you enjoyed the tour. At this time, Gary isn't releasing any YouTube videos, but you can catch him on Instagram, and you really should.